Hi, it's Lisa Cuneo, and welcome to my scrapbook table. This is the second video in my Grace to Help series, and it's also for the whole kit and caboodle with Ginger at Ginger's Corner, and I think this is my third or fourth video for that. So you can see that I have printed out, these are lyrics to a song. I've printed them on vellum, and I used a scrap from the Minte photographer collection to I layered it over the edge of the vellum so that I could hide the adhesive, and it kind of looks almost like washi tape there. And I left the vellum loose on the other side because I knew I wanted to do something behind it, and I wasn't sure what. And then I knew I wanted to use my Minte stuff for this project, even though I know I said I wasn't going to use my thicker papers like 49 and Market and Minte. And here I go breaking that already, and I'm using both. So when I put my kit for May together, I added these moths to the Minte photographer collection, and they're from a 49 and Market nature study maybe. I'm not sure which one. But I added them here because, or to this kit for myself because the colors match so well. So I did, I hand wrote a Bible verse that goes with the song, that the song makes me think of, and I just wrote that on vellum and then put it on top of this 3x4 card from the Minte papers. Trimmed it down just a bit. I wish I could have trimmed it down a little more, but it ended up fine. There's just so little width when you're working in a traveler's notebook. I think that's going to take some getting used to for me because my norm for scrapbooking is 12 by 12 and sometimes two 12 by 12s. So what I ended up doing, I trimmed the 3x4 card with the camera and the flowers on it down a little more. And then I decide to back the vellum handwriting piece over there. I'm going to put a film strip behind that just because the colors work nicely. And it fills in a gap and gives me a place to add another butterfly in the top right corner. I do end up trimming that piece of film strip down so that I'm not using all of it and I can tuck the rest somewhere else someday soon. So I cut a little bit off of here because this is going to be at an angle. And so the song that I used for this page is called Jesus Draw Me Ever Nearer. It was written by Keith and Kristen Getty in 2006. I won't read you the whole thing, but the beginning is, Jesus draw me ever nearer as I labor through this storm. You have called me to this passage, and I'll follow though I'm worn. And then the chorus is, may this journey bring a blessing, may I rise on wings of faith, and at the end of my heart's testing with your likeness, let me wake. And I do some journaling on the right about what this song has meant to me and the comfort it brings me and why. And I especially like that it focuses on the good that can come from trials. And sometimes when you're in the midst of a trial, that's really hard to see. And so this is a good reminder of that. The Bible verse I added was from James chapter 1, where it talks, encourages us to count trials as joy because of the results of those trials and what they can bring about in us if we let them. So there I've added the film strip, and I should have added the bottom before I started writing, but I didn't. And then that caused me trouble, and I cut a little bit of filming out here because I had to fix it. I had to lift that up, move it a little bit, and do a little rearranging, but it still worked out well. And I'm thinking, I was trying to remember when I first heard this song, and so that's why there was a pause there. And now I'm trying to see, am I writing straight? Maybe I should have added some lines because it's not terribly crooked, but it's a little bit. I usually end up moving up as I write if I don't have lines or something like that. Sometimes I just use a ruler as a guide above where I'm writing to help me. Maybe I should have done that. But there's all the journaling done. and I have added a few other pieces. So there are links in the description box below about my series I'm doing, as well as the Hop for Ginger's Corner. Here are the still shots. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you get to create something very soon. Thanks. Bye.